Welcome back to yet another monthly showcase. The 4th anniversary celebration of Project Sekai has come and gone, and for all my viewers using the Gregorian calendar, we are entering the second to last month of the year. We are fast approaching a new year with 2026 as well as Christmas season for all of those of you celebrating it. But before we can get there, we have to get through November, and November in Project Sekai is rather slim. But to not ramble on and on, let's get into the birthdays. And this time around we have two characters who are celebrating their birthday during November. First up we have Meiko, who will have her birthday live show on November 5th. With her birthday gacha of course starting on the same day and running all the way until November 11th. This time around, Meiko is a cute attribute card, meaning she sees use in 3 future events. The first event she will see use in is Old Days Read Aloud that will run from February 20th to February 26th. With Honami, Nene, and Leonid Meiko in the gacha, meaning of course that the birthday Meiko is of lower gameplay value as she is available with a 70% bonus from this gacha. This is followed by the event Aim Higher and Higher that will run from the 31st of May to the 7th of June. In the gacha for this event is Kohane, Toya, and Vivi Bad Squad Miku, meaning that Meiko is of higher gameplay value as she's only ever available with a 50% bonus. And finally we have the event Unsteady Still Steady Steps that will run from July 15th to July 21st. In the gacha for this event is Honami, Ichika, and Leonid Rin, making Meiko higher gameplay value for this event as well. Which is kinda to be expected when it comes to the Virtual Singer birthday cards, as they are all considered blank or unitless. However, our second birthday that needs to be celebrated is Akito, who will have his birthday live show on November 12th. With his birthday gacha starting on the same day and running all the way until November 18th. Akito is of the happy attribute, meaning he will see use in 2 future events. The first event he will see use in is Time to Take Off that will run from January 11th to January 19th and has Toya, Kohane, and Vivi Bad Squad Len in the gacha. Obviously making Akito's birthday card higher gameplay value as he's only ever available with a 50% bonus. This is followed by the event Competitive Fire that will run from the 31st of July to the 6th of August. With Anne, Toya, and Vivi Bad Squad Luca in the gacha, Akito is higher gameplay value for this event as well. So those are our 2 upcoming birthdays during November. As always, if you prefer the first year, second year, or third year version of the birthday cards, they will be available as standalone gachas. And as always, these gachas are available during the full duration of the new birthday gachas. However, seeing as they are standalone, you cannot get the first year birthday card in the 4th year birthday gacha and vice versa, as they are mutually exclusive. Meaning that if you want all of the birthday cards, you will have to pull from all 4 of the gachas. So keep this in mind and mark down the date so you do not miss the birthday live show, and if you're planning on pulling from any of the gachas, make sure to get in your pulls as soon as possible, as the birthday gachas do not stick around for very long. However, moving on to the rerunning gachas, last month we went from 3 rerunning gachas to 2, which will be the standard going forward. One of these gachas are having their first rerun and one of them are having their final rerun before the gacha itself is discontinued and the cards join the Recollection Festival gacha pool. For more information about the discontinuation of limited gachas and the Recollection Festival gacha pool, check out my general guide linked down in the description. But with that out of the way, the first gacha we will encounter is the first rerun of the As Autumn Dusk Wanes gacha, happening on November 3rd and running all the way until November 12th. And in the gacha is Shizuku, Airi, and Haruka. This gacha also has its second rerun already confirmed for June 2026. So if you do not currently have the crystals available but you still want the Shizuku, Airi, or Haruka card, you can wait until the second rerun in June, but that will be your final opportunity before the gacha itself is discontinued and the card join the Recollection Festival gacha pool. This is followed by the gacha having its second and final rerun being the Fluttering Maidens gacha, also known as the 2.5 anniversary. This gacha will start on November 15th and run all the way until November 24th. In the gacha is of course Shiho, Anne, Enna, and Leonid Miku. So if you want any of the cards from the Fluttering Maidens gacha, this will be your final opportunity to pull from the gacha as a standalone piece. Which means you should mark the date if you're planning on pulling from this gacha. So keep these dates in mind as you plan your crystals, but with that we can look towards the paid gachas of November. And we don't really have any paid gachas that are exclusive to November upcoming. There are obviously a few gachas that are currently ongoing and will be ongoing during the early stages of November, as I am recording this on October 30th. However, we do not have any dedicated paid gachas in November that was announced during the Colorful Corner. We do have the Black Friday Crystal Sale though that will go live on November 22nd and be available until December 1st. So if you're looking to pick up some paid crystals, you will have a sale ongoing during the end of November. And with that little going on when it comes to paid gachas, you can expect the login campaigns to be just as dry. We only have one login campaign during November, being the Black Friday 10 free pull gacha. This login campaign will be available between November 28th and December 2nd, and each day you log in you will get one 10 free pull. So make sure to check in on Project Sekai around November 28th so you can make sure that you get all of the free 10 pulls available during the end of the month. I also have a very important additional note to mention. During the last livestream for the Japanese server of Project Sekai, it was confirmed that the 7 Deadly Sins collaboration would return for a second rerun. This rerun will be available between November 21st and December 5th on the Japanese server. I want to temper everyone's expectations though. While it is confirmed that it is coming back on the Japanese server, this does not necessarily mean that we have it confirmed that it will return on the global server as well. However, the chances that the 7 Deadly Sins collaboration gacha does return next year just skyrocketed to a height I did not think possible. So keep this announcement in mind when you plan your crystals going forward for next year, as there is a big possibility that the 7 Deadly Sins collaboration actually returns to global for a second rerun. And with how collaborations have looked on the global server, it could come way earlier or way later than it did on JP. So stay on your toes and keep your eyes peeled for announcements surrounding the second rerun of the 7 Deadly Sins collaboration gacha. But with that out of the way, we only have the 3 events for November left to cover. With the first event we will encounter being As Leaves Change Color Once More, that will run from November 11th to November 18th. This is a mysterious attribute mixed event with the gacha being called Falling Leaves Tea Room that will run from November 11th to November 20th. And with it, 3 new cards were added. The second event of November is Power of Regret that will run from November 20th to November 28th. This is a Wonderland Showtime unit-focused event in the Pure attribute, with the event gacha being called Clash of Noble Knights that will run from November 20th to November 30th. And these are the 3 cards added with the gacha. Our final event of November is of course the limited event called With Our Wounded Hands that will run from November 30th to December 9th. This is a Nightcord at 25 unit focused event in the Cool attribute, with the event gacha being called That Flower Once More that will run from November 30th to December 11th. And in the gacha are these 3 new cards. And with that, we have covered everything you needed to know about November in Project Sekai. While November is definitely quite underwhelming when it comes to the global server, the confirmation of the return of the 7 Deadly Sins collaboration campaign was a left hook from the Japanese server. Genuinely, I was certain that 7 Deadly Sins would not return anymore from what I've heard from Japanese players. So I am very happy that we know that it will at least get one more rerun on the Japanese server, and I do want to get this information out as soon as possible, as I know there is a ton of people who missed the collaboration or couldn't get all of the cards who really want them. But outside of that, November really doesn't have anything happening on the global server. It does basically feel the same way that August usually does on the global server as well. We're basically on a roller coaster making our way up a hill to have a really big drop, which in this case would be the global anniversary in early December. So there isn't really a lot to talk about when it comes to November. I will say though that I really like the events being added here, and 2 of them, while quite low stakes, are very nice with very pretty cards, and then we have the massive bomb that is NA5. And while NA5 is definitely not as big as Mizuki 5, I do hope that people really take the time and read NA5, as it is a very beautiful and gut-punching story in my opinion. But that's enough rambling out of me. What did you guys think of November? Do you feel the same way as me, that there is really nothing happening, or are you very excited about the events upcoming? I always love to hear your opinions, even if I have a hard time keeping up with all of the comments. While you're down there typing away your comment, make sure that you're subscribed, have left a like, and maybe even share this video with a friend, as all of these things help immensely in my growth as a channel. And of course, I want to extend a big and warm thank you to all of my patrons for continuously supporting me, with an extra hug for my append players. These being Bambi, Gabby C, Helen P 001 Star, Katie, Mia Marie 21, Opal Siren, Petterish, Shino Empire, Shoop, and Veritas. I really cannot thank you guys enough, and it comes from the bottom of my heart when I say that you make my day better. However, if you wanna join them in supporting me that little bit extra, a link to my Patreon will be available down in the description. But with that, I have rambled far long enough. Let's get out of here for the month.